Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max and Juan cast. We back at it. Over-unders / NFL previews. Max, how you doing tonight?
Doing good, man. We're talking about my team's division. So my team, essentially, it's an hour-long Eagle cast with maybe 10 minutes of other teams in there, mixing it in. But I'm excited. The Eagles last year, I was bricked, and then I was just ripped. I was ripped. What game was it? After the Niner game, it was all down. It kind of has vibes of the 4-0 Raiders going into Washington, and then they just never
3-0
recovered.
Or no, 2-0. 2-0.
Sunday Night Football. We might have to do a podcast on that game. That would be a great game.
Blame it on the national anthem.
Is that what happened?
So supposedly they say that since Derek Carr didn't kneel for the national anthem, his offensive line didn't block for him.
Is that why they didn't do it for the rest of the season? Or
I don't know. I guess the rest of the season didn't matter. But yeah, I don't know. I never got that. It was just like Derek Carr hate, bro. Like that's still to this day.
Oh yeah.
Like that's like a legit rumor. I don't fucking know. We got our ass kicked. Anyway, look, NFC East, MJC Sports. Welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure to like this video. Comment down below any thoughts, opinions that you guys have about the NFC East or anything about football. Really, it don't really matter. If you guys love football content, you come to the right place. We do podcasts like this. If you guys like more of a shorter, version of videos, check out our MJC Originals. We just came out with a new series called MJC Gem. We have 2 new ones. We have Alex Highsmith and Jaden Reed. So check those out. They're absolutely amazing. Both me and Max work on them.
We could use some suggestions from the NFC East. I don't think we've picked anyone from that division yet to do a video on.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts would have definitely been on our list if we did MJC Gems before.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I already made that video about how I was so fucking wrong. I love that it's like, that's one of the awesome things about having this is like when you found the clip, I was like, pretty sure there's a clip. And we were like talking about, I was like, because it was early, right? It was like 4 weeks in, 5 weeks in. And I was like, there's no fucking way this guy will be good. He's garbage.
I still remember our first year doing this when we didn't have no video. It was just audio. Shout out to any OGs that remember.
Yeah, doing our podcast in their underwear.
Max, the week before, they played the Saints, that Jalen Hurts was going to start. The excitement that I had for Jalen Hurts and the disrespect that Max had towards Jalen Hurts was like, I don't care. We're going to lose. Fuck him. Like, he's whatever. He's going to suck.
No, who was I riding with? And I still ride with Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
I don't care what people say. I don't care what people say. He wasn't a bust. He was fucking good for like 5 fucking years before the Eagles ruined him. 100%.
Oh man. R.I.P. Wentz, man. Anyway.
Hey, what do you mean? He's killing in KC. Quarterback controversy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Totally. Anyway, subscribe, like the video. Let's get into some NFC East talk. Unfortunately, the Eagles did not win their division as great of a start that they had.
10-1 was it?
10-1. 10-1 and not win your division is absolutely insane. It goes to show you how good the Cowboys were in the regular season, at least. Cowboys. Mike McCarthy coming back. I'm shocked that he didn't get fired. I think it's an absolute tragedy that he's still there. Brian Schottenheimer, offensive coordinator, and new DC Mike Zimmer. All right. Went 12-5 last year, and their over-under for 2024 is 9.5 wins.
I believe it was the same last year, and we both went under.
And we got it wrong. Jeez.
But here's the thing with the Cowboys, guys, and you can look at the key additions. One, you could bring them up. They got Tyler Guyton out of Oklahoma, guy we both liked. We understood why. They got Marshawn Nealon, the edge from Colorado State, who's raw. They could definitely use some pass rush there. Linebacker Eric Kendrick, whose best days are long behind him. We agree.
Yeah.
And they lost a lot of key players. They lost Tyron Smith, Tony Pollard, Gilly Locke, Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah.
And what have you heard this offseason? It's literally two things. Are we going to give Dak Prescott $60 million? And are we going to give CeeDee Lamb $40 million? And I think have they announced the deal for CeeDee Lamb, or is it just still like speculation?
I think it's still speculation.
But it's like 4 years, $140 million.
I can't remember. They might have came out with the
Let me
details.
see.
Yeah, you should look that up.
Yeah. No, and they haven't. Sorry, I had to look it up real quick. Sometimes, all this shit escapes us. But here's the thing. We go into the season saying the same shit. How incompetent can the Cowboys look when it matters, right? That's all I'm thinking. Yeah. That's all Dak's thinking. I've talked to him about it. He's like, it doesn't matter. With McCarthy, we know what the ceiling of this team is. There is not 1% of me that thinks this is a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
Not one.
They have so much talent in places. Not even to mention Trayvon Diggs is coming off of a pretty bad injury.
Torn ACL.
Yeah,
torn
so
ACL.
He's still recovering. Who knows if he's going to be 100% by the season starting. Look, I just don't like McCarthy. I think when you mess up a team mentally, as far as like great regular season, and then we come playoffs and we lose in the first or second round, it's like, how many years do we need to keep on doing this? And
how about just the way you lose? I agree with what you said, but how about, we try to run a quarterback draw, we don't spot the fucking ball right. Yeah. Hey, we get Zeke's hiking the ball in what should have been his final snap as a Cowboy. And whatever the fuck, when Green Bay was like, hey,
beat the brakes off them.
Yeah, like you said it, but it's not just that it's happened. It's the way it's happened. It's not like, damn, like, oh, Dez caught it. It's like, no, you
it stings
shit yourself.
It stings a little.
Penalties in a playoff game.
Yeah, it stings a little different. It's not like Jim Harbaugh going to a bunch of NFC championships and a Super Bowl in that window and being like, hey, like, we just getting beat by a better team, man. Like, they're just coming on the short end of the stick.
Yeah,
they're not prepared.
Something like that.
They're
correct. 100%.
They're not prepared. And to me, I have no idea why, if Vrabel was even 1% interested in being a head coach.
Belichick.
I mean, I get the Belichick thing. I can.
You can't tell me. Shut the fuck up. No, you can't tell me. You're the Cowboys. You're a Cowboy fan. You wouldn't jump at the chance of Belichick over McCarthy. Come on, no fucking way. There's no way.
Yeah, as a fan, as a fan, you will love it. But from looking at it,
no way, bro. You're not gonna take the greatest coach ever and not want a chance with him just to see if
he's washed though.
No, he's not. He's not fucking washed.
I mean, no one picked him
up. They had 2 decent years. Why'd they keep the fucking idiot? Why?
I know. I get you. Maybe it's more of a point of like anyone else but him kind of thing. I would have loved.
Don't get it.
I would have loved the Vrabel hire. I thought it made perfect sense to get him over the hump. Look, they're gonna have a great regular season. They're really talented. They're too talented to be bad in the regular. Like, they're not gonna win 4 games. They're gonna win at least 8, minimum 8 games.
If they win 8, it's like a national story every week. Like, they're just waiting for the axe to fall. I mean, 8's bad for this team.
Yeah,
8's like really bad.
Yeah,
but I will say this one. Obviously, the contract extensions are looming for those 2 guys. But what's the identity of this team? Because I feel like if you give Dak Prescott $60 million, it's like, hey, we're the right arm of our quarterback.
Yeah, that's all we are. It's Dak and CeeDee.
And I think maybe that's where their mentality is, because they have no good running back. Sorry, Zeke's a bum. They got Rico. They have the Munchkin Deuce.
Dollins,
yeah. So, I mean, I guess it is Dak-centric, but then you look, do you trust this O-line? You're like, wow, this is a
look, I think one of the most underrated things that probably a lot of outside people don't realize is they lost Dan Quinn. Like, we could have easily put key losses for Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is in Washington now, and kind of the same thing with Vrabel. Players loved Dan Quinn on that defense.
He took a lot of them with him too. He
Exact
took a few of them to go.
exactly. He took a lot of Cowboys to Washington. And you have to think when things are going south, in the back of your mind, if you're Micah Parsons, you're Trayvon Diggs, like, fuck, bro, like,
And
I miss
imagine
Dan
if
Quinn.
Washington gets out to like a decent start and you're struggling.
Yeah.
That's like worst case scenario, right?
Because honestly, would you have been mad if they were like, you know what, we're gonna fire McCarthy, let's hire Dan Quinn, head coach.
Or just promote him. Yeah, give him like a year, see what he can do in a year or two. Yeah, it wouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. If Washington looks competent and they're like being like, let's say let's get off to like a 5-3 start, and Dallas is 5-3, you're like, what the fuck?
Right.
There's no way.
Yeah.
And I feel like Jerry has been really weird with McCarthy since that first bad year where Dak got hurt. It's been like, when's he getting fired? Let's fire him. And there's been 3 catastrophic playoff losses.
It's crazy how much power Jerry Jones has and how long he sticks with coaches. Like, he sticks with them way too long, bro.
And we in last episode, I believe, or the Lions episode, we were applauding the Lions for keeping their guy, but the difference in that is every year you saw the Lions like, oh, it's kind of getting better. It's getting worse in Dallas.
Right.
I don't care that you beat up on the Giants with a third string quarterback, Tommy DeVito. I don't care.
Right.
You can't get whooped in the playoff game at your house.
That can't happen. That cannot happen.
And it wasn't close. You can look at the box score and think it was close. It was a blowout. The game was over at halftime.
Exactly. So that brings us to the over-under. I'm going to go over. It's a regular season bet, and I'm willing to take that. They have way too much talent. But when it comes to the playoffs, prove me wrong. I need to see it to believe it. Win 2 playoff games, get to an NFC championship, shut me up. They have more than enough talent to do this. I think Dak is more than capable. They may have question marks in some places like the offensive line, whatever. They still have an amazing team around them, bro. And they have more than enough to make a run at a Super Bowl. It's just, are they going to do it? Is the coaching going to be good enough? That's the main thing. But over.
I'm going under 1. And I don't think it's going to be like a 4-13 season. I'm thinking it's going to be right at 9. I think it is going to be a bad season. I think they might miss the playoffs. And my big factor is obviously McCarthy. And I think the overall health of Dak Prescott. He's not a healthy quarterback. He's not an Iron Man like an Eli Manning, Peyton Manning for most of his career. This is a guy who's fought with thumb injury. He had the leg. You have a rookie left tackle if he plays tackle. I mean, obviously Tyler Smith gives you some flexibility, but Zach Martin and Tyler Smith they're 2 good offensive linemen. Everyone else is average to below. That's my opinion.
Over under 1,000 yards for Zeke.
All of my money on under. Do you think Zeke even sniffs 900 yards?
I think there's a chance. He's going to get a lot
I guess
of
they got to
carries,
hand the ball to somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to beat the fucking brakes off him.
I mean, they like Rico.
So technically, is he still dead money or is he like good money now? Like,
he's good money now. He's perfect money now.
I bet they're still getting hit for the dead money, though, from him. Right?
Yeah.
They have to be. He's double dipping.
For real, bro. Fucking welcome back, Zeke. Oh, man. All right. So
I want to see his contract now just to see like how much he's stealing from them.
It's an under for Max. It's an over for me. How much is he getting paid now, Max?
He's getting 1.2.
It's not bad.
1 million. Yeah. He's still on the books, though, I think.
He wasn't.
He's still on the books.
He really wasn't bad this year, honestly. I like what he did with New England at times. But that's him as a backup running back. Like, he's a really good change of pace back now.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Feed him up.
Let's move on to your Philadelphia.
The main attraction, the gem of the NFC. 1 year.
Take the floor, my friend.
Just put the graphics up and let me cook. Nick Sirianni's coming back as head coach, and which I don't know if you'd call it a surprising move, but there was definitely some talks that he might not be coming back 1 year removed from a Super Bowl. But we have a whole new coaching staff around him. Gone is Sean Desai, Brian Johnson, those two bums. We got Kellen Moore and Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio is a big get, in my opinion, right off the
Hometown
bat.
guy.
Hometown Philly guy. Last year's record 11-6. We already mentioned, the banger of a 10-1 start to a 1-5 finish. Over under this year for the Eagles, 10.5 won. Some of the key additions: Quinyon Mitchell, who, dude, I don't know if you watched the Giants Hard Knocks. There was talks the Eagles were like, we want to trade up. We're going to trade up, and then they didn't. They still got the guy they wanted. They have Cooper DeJean, who's going to be a great safety. He won't play cornerback in the NFL. And we also got Saquon Barkley and Bryce Huff. We did lose DeAndre Swift, who cares, and Hassan Reddick, who hasn't showed up for camp with the Jets. So overall, love the additions. Good first-round pick, good second-round pick. Of course, the Eagles will draft Cooper DeJean. Of course, right? This is like them drafting fucking. I hope I'm wrong about him too. Now that I think about it, this is just Eagles spite me.
Look, man.
But good talk. Go ahead.
The Eagles love to be the offseason champs. They knocked it out of the park again with offseason additions, with the draft, free agency, trades.
Well, to their roster though. To the roster. Because last year the offseason ripped away Gannon and Steichen, and we underestimated badly.
Yeah, most definitely. But I love Vic Fangio. I think Vic Fangio's just as good as like a Steve Spagnuolo when it comes to defensive coordinators. No matter where he goes, he winds up figuring it out some way or another, and they become a top 10 defense. I think it's going to help out the Eagles a lot. The Eagles have a lot of talent. All the problems that they had in the back end, and they solved that. They got the best cornerback in the draft in Quinyon Mitchell, in my opinion. He's an absolute dog. He's going to bring an edge, which I think the Eagles defense has been missing for a couple years.
Missing speed, yeah, but difference makers.
Speed in that dog, though. Like, let's talk some
Correct,
trash.
Absolutely.
And CJ Gardner's back.
I'm just saying, yeah, CD Deuce. I'm just saying, it's going to be nice when you're not watching James Bradbury like running his ass off to be 2 steps behind the guy. That's what he's still on team. Might play safety. But yeah, no, I agree. And really quick on Fangio, I love what he's going to do. Like, this is the best defensive line he's had in a while. Yeah. I think we agree. The talent there, Graham. I know we lost Fletcher Cox, but Jalen Carter, I mean, he might be a gem.
He's waiting to be fucking unlocked, man.
And Jordan Davis too needs a little kick in the ass. He has not been as good as I thought he would have been. He definitely gotten better, but still not the difference maker I bet we both thought.
Definitely a. Well, you guys didn't pick him that high. Where'd you guys get Jordan Davis?
13, 14.
Okay, I was gonna say overdraft, but just slightly, a little slight overdraft.
But there's still plenty of time to become a run.
He's definitely not going to be Jalen Carter level. I think that's
absolutely not.
Yeah,
no. Jalen Carter fell. He's the best player in the draft, arguably.
Yeah,
and he fell. But what are the storylines? One from an outside, non-biased Eagles fan. What are you looking at?
I think it's the Saquon Barkley whole situation. I think I think I said this when they got him. It brings me reminisce of DeMarco Murray, kind of like taken away from your rival kind of thing, spite in the heart.
Maybe it'll work out better.
Yeah, hopefully. Chip Kelly's not involved, so it might turn out a lot better. But Saquon, he's a talent. He is a talent. We both know how we feel about Saquon Barkley. He's amazing when he's healthy. And I know he's been healthy last 2 seasons, but it does scare you.
He had no line.
Yeah,
had no line.
But it does
That's
scare you.
He does have with the Eagles.
It does scare you with the injury. He's a guy that's known to get banged up a lot.
The position, the nature of it.
The position, the contract's not terrible, but it is a lot of money if it doesn't work out, But that, I think that's the biggest storyline is Saquon Barkley. Is he, because he's the X factor here. You guys bring in a guy like Saquon and he works out. I mean, this can be like a Christian McCaffrey type thing where it just elevates fucking everything.
So you asked me on Zeke over under 1,000. Could you see Saquon sniffing high 1,800, 1,900?
Oh
If
man,
it,
that's
if it's like,
tough. I can see it. He's gonna get 1,200 in his sleep if he's healthy. He's getting 1,200 yards
yeah.
this year.
Well, here's my thing with the Eagles, man. Like, there's been games where we've dominated teams and we just don't have a dynamic running back that can take advantage. Like, Miles Sanders is fine, good running back, right? So is
Yeah.
DeAndre Swift,
Hmm.
but they don't have the talent of a Saquon Barkley, not
Right.
even close.
Hmm.
Like, this is the best offense he's ever played in. Not to mention, hey, there's two guys who can threaten defenses on the outside at all times. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, not to mention a really good tight end, Dallas Goedert, who needs to stay healthy. And we still have Lane. We still have Landon Dickerson. We still have Jordan Mailata. Cam Jurgens is young. Right guard, we got to figure out. Tyler Steen might be there. We'll see. But to me, the big storyline is Kellen Moore. You think about the quarterbacks he's coached. Hey, yeah, Dak Prescott could move a little bit. Justin Herbert could move a little bit. But they weren't as reliant on their legs as a Jalen Hurts, right? Like, if you're going to get the most out of Jalen Hurts one, he's got to have some runs. Like, how many times last year on 3rd and 6 did you see a quarterback draw? I mean, God, it's sickening to think
Yeah.
about because it's our only fucking run play. But how many times did you see that? And he's like, oh, 20 yards, touchdown against the Bills to win the game. Like, I feel like it's going to be a big difference. But I am hopeful because, God, it would be so nice to have more than 2 run plays. It'd be so fucking cool. I know inside zone and our read options cool, but man, how about a pulling fucking guard once in a while, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you remember our run game that first year with Doug Peterson and Frank Reich?
Hmm.
Like, oh, I would give my left nut for that.
Well, the thing that kind of scares me a little bit too is the reports of Jalen Hurts having disconnect with Nick Sirianni all year, not getting on the same page. And when it comes down to that, bro, when your head coach and your quarterback are not on the same page, and I mean, luckily it didn't come out during the season, we kind of all like felt it. But that's a bad recipe, bro, especially the fact that the Eagles just paid this guy. You get left in these situations where it's like coach or player. And most of the time in recent history, it's been the player.
This player. Yeah.
And it's kind of scary. That divides locker rooms. It doesn't go well for those type of teams that have that disconnect. So I hope they get it together and Kellen Moore can come in there and really develop a system fit for Jalen Hurts. Because honestly, what it's looking like right now is Jalen Hurts can be a product of Shane Steichen.
I agree. I mean, it was clear as day how much better our offense was with Shane Steichen. It wasn't even close. And I think the Eagles the first 10 weeks really beat, and I think the Eagles were guilty of this even under Steichen a little bit, was, we'll out talent your ass. We will out talent it to death.
Yeah.
And that's what we can. It was like, hey, here's a go ball to A.J. Brown. It's not a great play design. It's not like New England in its prime. It's not like the 49ers where it's like, oh, is Juwan Jennings not getting covered on 3rd and 10? Right?
Yeah.
And that to me is really annoying. Like, I hate watching coaches who are like, well, no, I don't really have a scheme, so we're just going to fucking win. You're going to win.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Totally
and
agree.
again, I don't regard Kellen Moore like he's Andy Reid, Sean McVay, Cal Shanahan. But dude, after a year of Brian Johnson, this is fucking exciting.
Yeah.
I love not seeing quick screen on 3rd and 4 every fucking play.
I'm just going to be curious on how he uses Jalen Hurts because I'm telling you right now,
Have you ever seen Jalen Hurts go under center ever in the NFL?
No. Besides the QB
What,
sneak.
do the kneel? Oh, the push, the tush push.
Tush
yeah,
push.
Other than that, you ever see him go under center ever?
Right. But you need to. Jalen is one of these quarterbacks where you need to utilize his best traits, and that's what Shane Steichen did. You got to know who you have, and it's been proven, it's been shown that you can win a fucking Super Bowl with this guy. You can do it. You got to do it the right way though.
He outplayed Mahomes in a Super Bowl, I would say.
Yeah,
maybe not outplayed him, but he was
played his ass off
as much as Mahomes. Yeah, correct.
And just I hope I don't see Kellen Moore trying to make him into something that he's not. Like,
Correct. Yeah.
that's gonna pain me. That's gonna pain me because there's gonna be a lot of Jalen Hurts fucking slander, and it's gonna turn. I'm not saying that Jalen Hurts is one of like the elite of the elite, like a Patrick Mahomes level, but I do think he's on the higher end of one of these quarterbacks that like you can legitly win a Super Bowl with. Like he's a tier up from game manager. He's really fucking good.
If you put the perfect system around them, could you win? Or like if you developed a really good system, could you win 2 out of 3 Super Bowls? Yeah, I think
Yes,
so.
I think so.
That's the type of talent he is.
Yeah.
And I think it's a little different because unlike guys like Brock Purdy or Kirk Cousins, this guy can actually make something when
He's
he's done. Like he
dynamic.
can elevate people. He's
Yeah.
dynamic in areas they're not.
Yeah.
Before we do the over under one, I just want a quick thing from you of how good can this defense be if like Quinyon Mitchell like explodes as a rookie? Maybe an ascension from Jalen Carter a little bit. Nolan Smith just kind of proves what we saw in Georgia.
I think
Like actually have some speed at linebacker. Devin White's dynamic.
ceiling is high.
So.
I think they can be the best defense in the league, bro. I mean, with a guy like Jalen Carter can level the fuck up this year, like Aaron Donald level up type of disruptive. Like,
do you think his rookie year went under the radar?
Yes,
a little bit.
He died down. He was out of shape. He died down at the end. He started off really hot, and he hit a massive rookie wall, and it looked like he was a little bit out of shape and got banged up a little bit. But it was really underrated, bro. That stuff that he was doing like the first, like I would say like 10 weeks of the season, it was some
you don't
fucking
see rookies do that shit.
It was some crazy shit, bro. It was
I agree.
Some really
not
good
stuff. Not trying to be a homer.
No, I get you. By the way, I'm gonna go under. I think they win 10 games. 9-10 games.
I'm going 17-0. I'm going over. Maybe 16-1. Bad year. No. I think they'll win 11.
Okay.
I think they'll win 11 or 12.
Yeah, it's not out of the picture. NFC is very weak, so we'll see how it goes. Let's go to the New York Football Giants. All right. Giants over here starting fights in training camp. I love to see it.
They're on Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks.
Lost 80 pounds.
They look fucking. It looks a little bit of a mess at times on Hard Knocks with them. Some episodes,
dude, they are destroying Daniel Jones and like social media. They keep showing every bad fucking throw he's ever had. It's crazy.
Jeez. I want to have a conversation after we talk about the adds and losses, but I have a question for you. Anyway, look, Brian Daboll and his losing weight ass. He's coming back. Mike Kafka, Eagle Great, offensive coordinator. Shane Bowen, new defensive coordinator. 6-11 last year. Very sad year. A lot of injuries. Daniel Jones got banged up. 6.5 wins is the over-under for 2024. Let's go over some of the additions, which were big. They traded for Brian Burns from the Carolina Panthers, who's an absolute dog. Brought in Devin Singletary and drafted Malik Neighbors, who has been fucking killing it in training camp.
Did you watch the Giants Hard Knocks at all?
I've watched the first like 3 episodes.
I think in 4 they talk about Neighbors a lot, and they're like, we would take him over Marvin.
Yeah. I mean, I
was like, wow.
It's hard because like George Pickens was this guy his rookie year, where he was just fucking killing people in training camp, and people were getting really fucking excited. But it's like regular season came, and it didn't really happen like that. Malik Neighbors is killing it right now. Like he's making a fucking crazy play every fucking day of practice. So people are really excited about him. Let's go over some of the losses. Of course, Saquon Barkley and a safety in Xavier McKinney, who's with the Green Bay Packers now. Big loss. He's one of the, top 10, top 12 safety in the league. Really, really solid safety, bro. So going to be missed. And the franchise is leaving. Saquon Barkley. He was the face of the Giants ever since he's gotten drafted. So it's
crazy to think he played with Eli and Odell.
Right.
Seems like such a long time ago.
He's been there for a while, man. So fan favorite is gone. The question I wanted to ask you, Max.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about that whole situation with Saquon on how they handled it? Because my opinion, I think they handled it like shit. I did not like the way they
Why?
handled it.
Why? Why did they handle it like shit?
I think the fact that they were so little communication with Saquon on what it seemed in the show, and I think they had this notion of Saquon Barkley's market was not gonna be that good. And I just think that's so fucking stupid to think. Like, that's so idiotic, bro.
I
The
don't think
fact
that's
that
stupid to think. It's a
I
running back.
yeah, but at the same time, it's number 1, it's Saquon Barkley. I think he's a different breed. I think you could throw him into, like, the Christian McCaffrey thing. I know how you feel about running backs, but this is Saquon Barkley we're talking about, the same X factor that we think that the Philadelphia Eagles are gonna have. And I get trying to test the value and you don't wanna overpay him, but
But they
not
told
even
him like,
making
"Hey,
an
come back with
offer.
your offer." But they told him to come back with your offer, and then we'll see what we can come up with. And they were like, "We're not going to match it." I don't
So
see
you
I don't
you
see.
didn't
And
see a
if
problem?
I no 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 I because I think there was clear. Obviously, we didn't get the whole story. We
Right,
probably got
right.
bits and pieces. I
Yeah.
I believe in the way I've kind of read into things was after last year, where they tagged him. They tried to get it done, and I'm sure he was like, I'm done. I'm not going to sign here. They're out the year, and they were like, you know what? If you want to walk, and this is the GM said, like, hey, you get an offer, you can bring it to us. We're not going to tag you with good faith because they could have tagged him. He had to come back. He couldn't do shit, but they made an agreement. They lived up to it, and I think Saquon didn't want to just. I bet Saquon wanted to stay in like the sense of like this is the team that drafted me. I like it
Right,
here.
right.
But I think he wasn't. He was like, dude, I've been a part of the worst O line in like 3 years. I'm not doing this shit again. Right?
Yeah.
Right? It's been bad his whole career there, where the Eagles have had the best O line of football, arguably the last 5 years.
I
And I
think he
think that
was
was. I think Saquon's more determined to actually one get paid. And I bet if it was between a better situation, he'd walk away from some money. That's
it's
what I
tough,
believe.
man. I think he's really trying to stick it to the Giants. The fact that he went to the Eagles, I think it burns a little bit more going there.
But you can't just say like, oh, it's not like the Eagles don't have a good situation for him. In most free agents, if you look at where they
Yeah.
move to their own division. Most free agents bounce around the division. Sean Smith, where did he sign? Juan went from Kansas City to Oakland in the division.
And it's just
Most
hard
free
though
agents
because this
they
is
stay there.
it's Saquon. It's Saquon. Like he
I
meant
know,
something. He
I know,
meant
but
something in New York.
you had 4 good years with him, 5 good years,
Yeah.
whatever. And you know what? The Giants did never put a good enough team around him ever.
Yeah.
Besides maybe last year or 2 years ago with the first year of Dayball. Excuse me.
But I don't think they're gonna be that good, bro. I I don't think they made enough
I you
moves.
know
Look, I like the Brian Burns. Their defense is gonna be good. I love their defensive line. They got Dexter Lawrence, they got Brian Burns, and they got Leonard Williams. All three of those guys.
No,
And
Leonard's gone. I
oh,
thought
Leonard's gone.
Leonard's
Sorry,
on Seattle.
sorry.
Yeah.
No Leonard.
They got Dexter, um,
Thibodeau. There
Thibodeau,
you go. That's the
and
guy I want to see.
Burns. I don't think they're going to be a team that's going to win 10 games. I think they could win 8 or 9. Like I don't think Dayball's the problem here. I really don't think he's that bad of a coach. Do you? Like, are you
No,
soured on him
no.
because of as bad as the injuries were last year? They won 6 games.
Yeah, the injuries really fucked them, but it did seem kind of weird the way that the team was responding to him. Like,
Yeah, the whole drama with Wink Martindale and shit.
right, yeah, Wink Martindale had some drama with him. They had some drama with Xavier McKinney, and they had some drama with Saquon Barkley. So it's like the players see this. The players see, and I'm sorry, that matters. That matters how you treat other guys. And it goes in the back of your head, like, if they're gonna treat fucking Saquon Barkley like that, what do you think they're gonna do to me? Like, this motherfucker don't care about me. And I'm not saying that every player is thinking like that, but you have to have somewhat of a sense of like players are thinking that, bro. Like I wouldn't be surprised. I love Brian Dable. I think he did amazing things his first year with the Giants. It was very, very impressive. And Daniel Jones,
So
um,
thank you for bringing. We can't talk about the Giants this long and not bring him up. I mean, what do
yeah,
you expect? This is the X factor of their season. He's more important to their team's success than Saquon Barkley. I hate to say it.
right.
If he can play and play at a decent level, they could win 9 games. I think. So what do you expect from him coming off a torn ACL
I
and a year where
don't.
he was just getting battered?
I just don't see it. I don't. They have Malik Neighbors. It's really one receiver. They have
No, they have
who
Jalen Hyatt, who's good. They have Darius. They have dynamic young receivers. I like them.
you
I'm
like
not saying
Jalen
it's.
Hyatt, but
I
I
You
don't.
weren't impressed after his rookie year. I thought he did some good things. I'm just saying. Again, I get it's not like the greatest show on turf, but there's pieces to be excited for, and I know Neighbors is
There's
obviously
pieces
the
to
most
be
exciting
excited
one.
for. To pieces like these pieces are gonna make some plays, but is it good enough to elevate Daniel Jones?
That's where I'm gonna say, like I said, I think they're gonna go over by a game or two. But that's because I believe in Dayball. I believe in him a lot. I'm going over.
I'm gonna go under. I gotta go under. I'm not a big believer. I can't do it. Um, Daniel Jones has gotten hurt a lot. He's an up and down player when it comes to, performance.
This is his up though. He's been down the last couple. This is
He,
it. This is up.
he got paid, and we'll see the way it goes, man. I think it can end pretty
Yeah.
ugly. It can
It
end
it
ugly.
definitely can. I see that like dilemma you're facing. I will say this in Daniel Jones' defense. They have again not done a great job of protecting him in the slightest.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, I think you put Patrick Mahomes behind some of those lines, he might die.
Yeah. It was terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the last
Speaking
team.
of terrible,
The Washington Commanders. Okay.
still
Dan
don't have a
Quinn,
name, huh?
new guy, new guy in town. Brought in Cliff Kingsbury. DC is Joe Witt Jr. Went 4-13 last year. They're absolutely horrendous. We know how bad they were. We don't need
Who
to
was their
go over that.
quarterback? Oh, Sam Howell. You were like, you did good things through 30
I like
picks.
Sam Howell. I really did.
You're on drugs.
I still like Sam Howell.
Real quick. Do you think Cliff Kingsbury's like, I have a taller Kyler?
Yeah. Fucking Kyler would fucking 2 rockets up his ass.
Yeah, low key.
6-5 is the over under. Let's go into some of their ads. Jaden Daniels, of course, second overall pick in the draft out of LSU. Dynamic as shit. Johnny Newton, great talent that I love.
Who needs edge rushers? Just get 2 tackles.
Austin Eckler.
We got 2 great ones. Yeah, Eckler.
I can't believe they signed Eckler. Bobby Wagner.
What a weird fit. He's just looking for a little bit of money.
For real, he's hanging on by fucking strings, bro. Key losses: Curtis Samuel and Antonio Gibson. Not really nothing much. It's a whole revamped system, or team, should I say? And Dan Quinn has brought a lot of his boys from the Cowboys. They signed
Dorrance Armstrong.
Yeah, a lot of guys
signed
from
the
defense.
linebacker. Yeah, one of the corners I think they got.
Yeah,
I mean, their identity the last couple of years was we got these 4 dogs who can get after it. Yeah. Chase Young's gone, Montez Sweat's gone. They're talking about getting. I feel like every year Jonathan Allen or who's the other one? Deron Payne.
Yeah,
they're always talking about we could trade one of these guys, and then they draft Johnny Newton, who you really like, and it's kind of like, well, you're not really a D end,
right?
So
yeah, NASCAR.
I don't know if we're gonna rush. Yeah,
NASCAR.
I think that's all DNs. I thought this is like fucking big backs.
Look, I
don't get it
with all the question marks that you have with the defensive line. I'm really excited about them. I was thinking about this a couple weeks ago when I was looking at some of the teams, and I love this over under. This is the first time I'm hearing this over under, and I'm gonna smash it over off bat. I'm telling you right now, that's my answer. Over. I like what Dan Quinn is bringing energy wise. I think they're gonna turn it around, and I'm a big believer in Jaden Daniels. I think he's gonna do pretty good.
He's got a rude awakening coming.
They have. I would say who has
a
better
name one thing other than Terry McLaurin. Go ahead.
Well, they have Brian. What's his name? 50 Cent. Brian Robinson.
Yeah,
Junior.
They signed Eckler.
And they got the kid that they drafted, Jahan
Dotson.
Yeah.
Who is their O-line? Do they have any good O-linemen?
It's pretty bad.
But yeah, I guess just get the fastest fucking quarterback and let him run around all day.
Let him run
That's what I
around.
don't like.
I'm not saying.
That's what I don't like.
I'm
And
excited
I think Jaden McDaniels is really raw coming out. I know he's 24 years old. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's like Deshaun Watson 2.0. But man, I'm just not excited for him in Washington. I think it's a bad system. I think it's a bad culture. It's just rotten. And I know they have new owners, but it just seems like every year it's just crap.
I get you. I completely understand. I'm not gonna knock you for thinking that, because that's what Washington has been. I'm putting all my money on Dan Quinn. I'm hoping that Dan Quinn can turn it around.
Not a bad head coach. He's really not.
He's
never that bad.
He's not. And he really does hire some great people around him. Kyle Shanahan. He's had some great.
Don't feel that way about Cliff, but okay.
He's hired some really great fucking coaches, bro. And say what you want about Cliff. Maybe Cliff is a better offensive coordinator, bro. He's not a good head coach, but he can.
Yeah, the offense was never that good.
He can do some things on offense with Jaden Daniels and these receivers. All right.
You think Jaden Daniels plays all 17 games? What are you betting?
Under.
Hell no. Yeah.
But look, when I say I'm excited, Max, it's just them going into a direction where, hey, this guy Jaden Daniels is really good. We're cooking with something. This is, of course, a rebuild year. We need to up our talent, and Dan Quinn has us pushing in the right direction, because for years it hasn't been like that. It's been fucking trash. And that's all I'm looking for. And the over-under is what, 6.5, you said?
Yeah.
I'm going
again. I think it's close though. Whatever you say, like if they're going to win 7 or 8, they're not winning like 12 games, right?
No. I don't. I'm not saying that. I'm not that excited.
I know.
That's a little too horny. No, can't do it.
I'm going under. I know you're going over. I'm going under.
Yeah,
I think Jaden Daniels is going to get hurt. They're going to play in quarterback hell, and it's going to get rough, really rough.
Yeah, I really wish Jaden Daniels was a Raider. Maybe that's just the problem that I'm having right now.
You guys have a great little system in quarterbacks. They got Mariota, an Eagle, great. Chip Kelly.
Over under on touchdowns for Eckler.
4.5. I go over. He'll finish with 4 touchdowns. 5. What do you think?
I think he gets in the end zone quite a bit, bro. That's what he does. But he's not gonna have no fucking yards. He's gonna look slow out there. Watch it. Watch him. Watch it. Watch him prove it wrong.
Eckler's number 1 on the depth chart. Obviously, this is the first depth chart. It's a bunch of bullshit.
They're gonna. Hey, look. If Eckler shows anything of being healthy and revamped, that's a cool little duo right there. Him and Robinson. Because I like Brian Robinson.
Let me say the one reason I'm kind of leaning towards. I can kind of see the over. I'm just looking at the defense. I'm just going to go through them real quick. Cleveland Farrell, stud. Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Dorrance Armstrong, Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner, Dante Fowler, Jeremy Chin, Mike Sane Ristil.
That's the guy from Michigan.
And Emmanuel Forbes, Michigan, slot corner. And Emmanuel Forbes. Even though I saw a picture of him where he had lost 100 pounds, that's a lot of good shit on paper. A lot of good players.
It is.
And especially with the type of DC he is, you could kind of be like, well,
you can do some things. I think the defense is going to be pretty good, bro. And I think Jaden's going to do some things dynamically with those receivers. And there's going to be games where they obviously lose, but it's going to be like, fuck, like that was a tough game. Like that was.
I think it'll be a fun year if he's healthy. It'd be fun.
Yeah. Would you bet him to win Rookie of the Year? Just numbers wise, maybe?
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
Who would be your top candidate, just off the top of your head? Caleb? Aduze?
Yeah, Caleb by far. Just because he's going into a lot of weapons. Decent O-line. Still a little scary, I will admit. I think I said that last time.
Yeah.
Who was the second pick?
Jaden.
Drake May. I wasn't Drake.
May was
it was
third.
Jaden. It was, Drake May I don't love. I would say JJ McCarthy could be a dark horse. Like
Marvin Harrison.
If he starts, Marvin Harrison for sure. Yeah.
A lot of options.
Not Joe Alt. Don't bet money on him.
I can't wait to do the AFC West. I got some things to say about the Chargers. Anyway, that's gonna do it for the NFC East. Congratulations.
No, we got to rank the teams really quick.
I'm gonna go Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders, Giants.
I'm gonna go Eagles, Dallas, Giants, Commanders.
Same as last year.
No, different. Eagles win this year.
Oh, Eagles win. You have Eagles win.
Yeah, it seemed like they won though, because they were like,
hey, they should have. Jesus Christ, yeah. Eagles. Howie, keep on cooking, baby. All right, that's gonna do it for today's episode, man. We appreciate you guys rocking with us. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below any thoughts, opinions that you guys have about the NFC East, any player, coach, scenario, anything, bro. It don't matter. Make sure to check out our MJC Gems series, our MJC Originals. Be on the lookout for those. The offseason is now officially over for the MJC Sports YouTube channel. We'll back in full effect. Going to be doing every division, every single team, having a little mini breakdown for them. We hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until next time, we out. Peace.